What's up, everybody? You're very welcome to tonight's late night agenda. I'm your host Craig. As always, we've loads to get through. Thank you so much for joining. A few little stats last night just to clear up, finish up I suppose on the FA Cup victory over the Bitters. Liverpool's starting lineup last night for the Merseyside derby cost just £43.95 million, ladies and gents. That's compared to Everton's starting 11's outlay of over £221 million. Also, Harvey Elliott became the youngest ever player to start for Liverpool in an FA Cup game, and Curtis Jones, the second youngest Red to score in a Merseyside derby, missing out on being the youngest by just 2 days to Robbie Fowler. As I'm sure you know as well, ladies and gentlemen, the FA Cup fourth round draw took place, and Liverpool have been drawn away to the winner of the tie between Bristol City and Shrewsbury Town. Probably another chance to give the young lads a run out of the FA Cup. I don't know why you're worried, LFC for life, mate. I don't know what the fuck you have to be worried about, mate. You're a Liverpool fan. Things are going tickety-boo. I'll go into the chat. First comment there, read, guys, I'm worried. Don't be. It's all good, mate. Relax. Have a bit of fun. What else we got? Genie's going nowhere, said Lord Darth Maul. We'll get to that, ladies and gentlemen. That is the title of tonight's stream. There is an article doing the rounds that suggests that Genie WIJNALDUM may move on, but I will get to it, don't worry. I just want to tidy up the FA Cup stuff before we move on. How are we all feeling about last night? Have we relaxed yet? Have we gotten over it? What a win that was. What a strike that was from young Crosby. I read Crosby read young fucking... Excuse me, I'm all over the place. I'm half trying to watch the Arsenal game. I'm half in here chatting to you guys. Sorry. Curtis Jones, what a strike. Top bins, unbelievable. What have we got? Kev Wright said he's happy with the draw, to be honest. Yeah, look, it gives Kloppo a chance to give the younger players a run out yet again. Craig, did you wax your hair? Did you think of that all on yourself, mate? Honestly, I'm sitting here dying with the flu. I come on to do the stream, and you think I'm going to listen to your bollocks about asking did I wax my hair? No, mate, I waxed my balls. That's what I did. Now, is that a good enough answer for you? What have we got here? I was relaxed until I saw the title, said Just Labs. I will go through it, mate. I promise you. This isn't just a clickbaity thing. There genuinely is a conversation around the Genie WIJNALDUM story. Focus. I know, Brian. Shiny things distracting me. On the membership front as well, ladies and gentlemen, Connor came today. We filmed a little welcome video, so we should be submitting that to YouTube soon enough. So as soon as I hear back, I'll let you guys know. LFC for life. I've had enough of you, mate. Like, seriously, bye-bye. Adios. I don't do negative bullshit, mate, and you're doing my fucking head in already, so you're gone. Connor, how are you, mate? Cop Council, welcome in, buddy. The draw was very good, said Ben Washbrook. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse for us. It really could have. As it got to the end like that, and Liverpool or Manchester City were still in the draw, I was thinking, oh, are we going to get City in the draw? But no, we didn't. We got Bristol City or Shrewsbury away, and look, I'm happy enough with that. Have you been thinking of your new ink for when we win the league, said Joshua for that? No, it's been a while, mate, actually, since I got a tattoo, so possibly. I mean, it is looking like we're going to win the league, so yes, why not? Lord Darth Maul reckons Liverpool can win the treble. Yeah, I don't want to get too carried away. It's about the Premier League, and after that's a bonus. I mean, we've been picking up trophies for fun, haven't we? The European Cup, Super Cup, World Club Cup, Premier League perhaps on the way as well. And look, we got a decent enough draw in the FA Cup, but we've seen shocks before. We can't take anything for granted. What's the Arsenal score? It's 1-0 to Arsenal as things stand. They've been wasting time since the 75th minute. They should have been about 4-0 down in the first half, but Leeds didn't take their chances. Arsenal took theirs. And yeah, we're heading into injury time as things stand. I think there's 3 minutes left of injury time. What else we got? Can't stop watching Curtis's goal. I don't blame you, mate. It was an absolute belter. It really was. I mean, there's been some memorable moments in Merseyside derbies over recent years. Sadio Mane scoring, Divock Origi scoring, of course. But Curtis Jones has now added his name to that list of festive season, I should say, scoring against the Bitters. And I thought maybe when he scored his winning penalty in the League Cup game against Arsenal, that could have been one of his biggest moments in his Liverpool career. But you don't get much bigger than scoring a winner in the Merseyside derby, and not just a winner, an absolute worldie as well. I've said it many times on this channel, he is a baller and he has a future at this football club. Loads of people worried about Genie. Right, let me clear this up. Let me get into the Genie WIJNALDUM situation. So, let me just get the notes open here so I don't give you any fake information. 1 second. So David Ornstein of The Athletic believes that Genie WIJNALDUM could potentially leave Liverpool in the summer amid interest from clubs in Spain and Italy. Now, as things stand, Genie has 18 months left on his Liverpool contract. I can't even fathom a situation where the club don't offer him a new improved contract. Because if there's anybody else that hasn't got one that's deserved one, surely it's got to be WIJNALDUM. The man is the epitome of Mr. Consistency. He gives Klopp so many options in midfield. I can't fathom a situation where he doesn't get offered a new contract. Now, I think what the article goes on to say, from what I can gather, is that if he doesn't accept a new deal, or if there's no new deal on the table, that Liverpool have no intention of selling him, and Liverpool would rather let him run down the 18 months that remain on his contract rather than sell him on in the summer. And I understand that, because if, let's say, and I don't know, this is just me guessing, if Genie decides, you know what, I think I need to move on to pastures new. Well, if the club do cash in on him in the summer, I'd be very surprised. As I said, I'd expect them to let him run down that deal. But hopefully he signs a new deal. I mean, I'm just going off this article from David Ornstein. I've no inside information. I said this many, many times before, but we can come on here and I can give you guys all the good news, but it's only fair that I come on and give you guys the honest news, the negative news at times, and that's an article that's doing the rounds. I don't think Genie would leave. Why would he leave? He's getting enough game time at Liverpool. He's really highly regarded by the manager and the fans. I don't know. All I can do is report what's in the media, ladies and gents, and I'll leave the rest over to you guys to see what you think. What have we got? Leighton Hughes said Genie is the best midfielder going. I hope Arsenal somehow lose. Nah, they're not going to, mate. It's pretty much up at this moment in time. Genie was offered a Range Rover and he took the deal. I don't know what that means. Genie was offered a Range Rover and he took the deal. I have no idea what that means, Liam. Cameron said he can't see Genie leaving. Megasting 1981 said I hope Milner's going to be okay. Looks like it was a muscle injury for Jimmy Milner. Fingers crossed he isn't out for long. What have we got? Time Crisis reckons Genie will leave in the summer of 2021. Well, that's when his contract is up. And as I said, this article seems to suggest that Liverpool would rather let him run that deal down and let him leave for free in 18 months than lose him in the summer. That seems to be how highly that Klopp regards him. But that being said, I still reckon there's going to be a new contract offer on the table for him. There has to be, surely to God. Mane is on 100k. He's on way more than that. Wisdom Argentina. Sadio Mane, to my knowledge, is on between 180 and 200 grand a week. They all got improved contracts. I think Sadio signed his last November, if my memory's correct. Could have been October, sometime around then anyway. Craig, have you seen the team of the year? Many Liverpool players in it? Yes, I did, Lil Shaz. Good to see Trent and Robbo in there. Who else was in there? Sadio Mane was in there. Alisson was in there. I'm trying to work off memory here. Yeah, it was good. And I think it was a fair team as well, actually, if I'm being honest about it. Abbas said, I used to support United. Well, mate, to be honest, you might as well still fucking support them, because I don't like telling people how to support clubs, but you don't switch between United and Liverpool, mate. So if you're professing to support Liverpool now, I don't know what to say to you, buddy. I mean, you're free to choose whatever you want in life, but you don't chop and change clubs, in my opinion. Sorry. What have we got? We have a new player from Brentford. Yes, we did. Good shout that. Liverpool have went out and signed a forward, and I think he's one for the future, if this is to be believed. So what have we got? Sorry, just let me grab my notes. Yeah, Liverpool have completed another piece of January business with the signing of Brentford's 21-year-old former Manchester City striker, Joe Hardy. I don't know anything about this guy. Yeah, look, he's got to be one for the future. I think he was Brentford's B team as well, if what I've read is to be believed. I'm not going to pretend I've ever heard of this guy before, because I haven't, but he is a new addition to the Liverpool staff, playing staff I should say, so I don't know, go from there. Let me see what you think. Lord Darth Maul said we have to change from doubters to believers. Well, yeah, I don't understand how anyone still doubts us at this point, mate. We're pretty damn good. Where's WIJNALDUM going? Literally spent 10 minutes talking about it, mate, so maybe rewind the stream, because I can't just keep going over stuff. Never heard of him, said Joshua Fernandez. Me neither. Arsenal have won, by the way, 1-0. Bournemouth versus Arsenal, the fourth round of the Cup, said Lewis 7 winger. Rabadan said Leeds will be very interesting to play next season. That's if they get up. I know they're top of the championship as things stand. Their problem is scoring goals. When I've watched Leeds in the first half there against Arsenal, they battered Arsenal, but just couldn't score. And Leeds need to get themselves a bona fide striker if they're going to come up. They had somebody who I think was on loan from Chelsea, who Chelsea called back, and I think he's gone back out on loan somewhere like Bristol City or something. Do I reckon we'll win the treble? No, I don't. But then again, I'm only saying that because I don't want to be arrogant enough to come on here and go, oh yeah, we'll win everything. Could we win the treble? Yeah, potentially. But I wouldn't be confident enough to say we will win the treble, mate. But we could do, of course, yeah. Frisbee Hound, I'm very good, thank you, mate. How are you? Benjamin Terrell said, do you think we'll beat Tottenham? Yes, I do. No Harry Kane for Spurs, obviously. Away, it's going to be a difficult game. 5:30 kickoff, should be rocking on Saturday. But yeah, I'm confident we'll go there with the form that we're in. Plenty of days rest as well for the players. Yeah, I'm pretty confident going to Spurs that we'll get a result. Pablo said, Craig, do you think we should get some backup fullbacks to replace Robertson and Arnold? Well, look, I tell you what, Pablo. Last night, young Neco Williams showed that he has a big future ahead of him, doesn't he? He could potentially be the backup to Trent Alexander-Arnold in the right back position. Left back, look, I think Larouci as well did well. But yeah, for me, left back is somewhere I've read that we've been linked with signing players. I've no idea who we will sign and who we won't, and I will never profess to have any inside knowledge because I don't. I'm just a fan like all of you guys, but I agree with what you're saying. I think right back maybe we're a bit more covered. Neco Williams does look like one hell of a young footballer. Crosby Red reckons Spurs without Kane are toothless. They'd still have Son. Sorry, I'm just trying to turn off my TV so I don't get distracted here. They still have Son, who is a very good player, who is a danger. But I don't know, are they toothless? I mean, yes, I suppose any team would miss somebody of the calibre of Harry Kane. Frisbee Hound reckons the FA Cup draw wasn't too shabby. Yes, not at all. There's Alex with a little fist pump dude. Thank you, Alex. I love those super stickers, particularly that little dude. Right, gotta get through as many of your comments as I can. No way we'd allow Wijnaldum to leave, said Shay Trainer. Mate, don't shoot the fucking messenger. I didn't write the articles, you know what I mean? Have a go with Mr. Ornstein from The Athletic, who, again, I'll just go over this once more. I said I wouldn't, but there's enough people asking that I probably should. David Ornstein of The Athletic believes that Gini Wijnaldum could potentially leave Liverpool in the summer amid interest from clubs in Spain and Italy. Gini has 18 months remaining on his Liverpool deal, and Ornstein believes Liverpool would rather lose him for free in 2021 than sell him. As I said earlier on, I would be amazed if there's not a new contract put on the Gini Wijnaldum's face very, very soon, because he's Mr. Consistency. And yeah, I mean, he's proved to be a bargain for the money we paid for him from Newcastle. What have we got? Connor said Spurs statistically are better without Kane in previous seasons. There you go. Hopefully we just destroyed him on Saturday, mate. I got into every game at the moment confident with this Liverpool team. How would you not? We go to Leicester, a game that I was actually quite worried about, and we destroy them 4-0. I mean, we got to go to every game there just feeling pretty invincible. Would you not agree? Lord Darth Maul said, what do you think of the Minamino debut? It's very difficult to gauge. I thought his industry was great. I thought he showed a lot of determination. I thought he was directing players around them where he wanted them. But it's going to take him a while. I mean, there are some similarities between what we do and what Salzburg do, but then again, I'd imagine that there are some very finite differences as well. And it's about getting used to Kloppo's system, but he looks like he has all the attributes that we need from a Liverpool player. Played through the centre as well last night, what I thought was very interesting. I would have expected him to come and play from maybe a wide right position, but to see him through the centre was interesting, but very promising. And 7.25 million quid. What a bargain. What a bargain. Do you think Joe Hardy can make his debut in the FA Cup? Subi, I haven't got a clue, mate. I genuinely know nothing about this guy. Yeah, I know nothing about him at all, mate, other than we signed him today from Brentford. That's all I know. Okay, what else we got? Gini's integral to Klopp's system, so can't see him going anywhere unless it's for financial reasons only, said John Cable. Yeah, look, I feel like some people are having a go at me here about this. I don't want Gini to go anywhere. I absolutely love Gini Wijnaldum. He is Mr. Versatile, Mr. Consistency, and one of the first names on Kloppo's team sheet usually. So everybody who wants him to stay, just know I'm in the boat with you guys. I want Gini to stay as well. Gini will sign, and probably, what have we got? Gini will sign again. This is probably just him putting it out there. Happens all the time, said Dave Sweeney. What do I think of the overall FA Cup draw, said Pranav. There's not many standout ties, is there, in it? Yeah, I mean, I'm happy enough. I mean, I always want us to get a home draw because I always feel for the people in the Auto Cup scheme. I want them to get to go to an extra game, but it wasn't the worst of draws. But, you know, you can't take anything for granted in the FA Cup. And again, I'd expect a similar 11 to the one that went out against Everton. And look, they got the job done, so keep putting the faith in the kids. Hello from Norway. How are you, Mats? Welcome, mate. Good evening. Kill for Har said hello to everybody as well. Craig, thinking about life after Kloppo is scary. Thankfully, Liam, we don't have to, mate. He signed a new 4.5 year deal, so Kloppo 2024 at least. What have we got? Captain Squad said Minamino will work better with Mane and Salah. Yes, I mean, there is a lot of people thinking that he could potentially be somebody who swaps in and out for Bobby, and maybe. But look, 7.25 million. I just keep going back to that figure, ladies and gents. It's crazy scary. And there's been some conflicting reports, by the way, around Ryan Brewster. So it seemed like he was all set for a move to Swansea and it was going to be completed imminently. But then again, I read that there's a hold up now because of a couple of clauses in the contract and that there are other clubs now sniffing around trying to get Ryan Brewster on loan. Whatever happens, wherever young Ryan might go, obviously he goes with all of our best wishes and we expect to see him back. But you just want him to play football and you want him to be able to go to a club that's going to give him that game time. Hopefully he's going to bang in a load of goals, get his confidence up and comes back next summer raring to go. I've nothing but belief in Ryan, Curtis Jones, nothing but belief in those young men. And obviously Harvey Elliott as well, but looks like he'll be staying. Joshua Fernandez said, Craig looking big sexy in the yellow hoodie. Thank you. I mean, it's nice to shake it up from time to time, throw in a bit of colour. Do I know anything about Joe Hardy, our new signing? Nothing, Ellie, mate. Nothing. I'd be lying to you. Other than what I read, 21 years of age, signed from Brentford, used to be a Manchester City youth player. That's all I know. Have you seen the stuff on Dembele from Barca? I've seen that Barca are willing to let him go, apparently, Jack. But this type of rumour has been doing the rounds about Dembele ever since he signed for them. You keep hearing the same things, that they'll want their money back or as close to the money as possible. I don't know. I really, really don't know. Of all the big money names we've been linked with, he would be the one I would believe the least, if I'm being honest about it. We've seen us linked with Sancho, obviously Mbappe, Kai Havertz, and look, will the Kai Havertz stuff die down now that we've signed Minamino? I don't know. We've seen us linked with Werner, we've seen us linked with Dembele, and we should be linked with all these players because we are the best club in the world right now. So, yes, Liverpool do have an Irish player. Somebody just asked that. Caoimhín Kelleher, goalkeeper. If Wijnaldum leaves, who would you bring in to replace him? It's really difficult because I really do want to look to the youth. So I want to look to the likes of Curtis Jones and thinks that, you know, he has a strong future at the club. The beauty of it is, if look, and I hope Gini gets a new contract. I want to reiterate that again. Love Gini Wijnaldum. But if the worst came to the worst, he's seen out his contract and he moved on, a year and a half is quite a long time. So Curtis Jones could have progressed an awful lot in that time. Marko Grujic could have come back and impressed. Some of the other younger players could have impressed. So I don't know. I mean, off the top of my head, if you're asking me right now, a kind of like for likey type of player, somebody I'd like to bring in. The guy from Ajax. What's the young midfielder's name from Ajax? What's his name? What is his name? The guy that was linked with Real Madrid constantly. Somebody bail me out here, ladies and gents. I need your help. Van der Beek, that's the guy. Yes, Donny Van der Beek. Him. He would do. Might as well go Dutch again, do you know what I mean? Get that Dutch factor back in. He looks like a wonderful player, but yeah, being very strongly linked to Real Madrid for a few windows. I think De Jong would be a good signing. Yeah, look, Frankie De Jong's amazing, but he's not going to leave Barcelona anytime soon. What have we got? We won't lose Genie and Lallana, so Craig Adams 667. Yes, I mean, the Lallana thing kind of makes sense if he moves on. I mean, his contract's up at the end of the season. There's been talk that Klopp would like to extend that by the year, but then again there's talk that Lallana wants more playing time because he is getting towards the tail end of his career. The Genie thing really threw me today. Honestly, when I seen that headline, like all of you, immediately my heart sank because I'm going to reiterate it again and again. I love Genie Wijnaldum. Klopp loves Genie Wijnaldum. And like all of you, I believe that he'll sign an extension and that he'll stay. But if the worst does come to the worst, a year and a half's a long time in football. What about Kroos? No, don't want Tony Kroos. That stinks of a Manchester United desperation type signing, Leighton. And again, Kroos is the wrong side of 30 for us to be gone out and signing. Look, we signed James Milner, but James Milner, you know, isn't Tony Kroos. They're a different style of player, and Milner is known for his fitness. I don't know. I just don't want Tony Kroos. I don't want anybody from Real Madrid, if I'm being honest. Seiko said Genie ain't going nowhere. Again, I hope so. The Nike kit leaks, what are your opinion? I haven't seen any leaks, mate. I've seen a lot of what are they called? Makey uppy kits. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I haven't seen anything that I genuinely believe to be a leaked Nike kit. I've seen some good. Again, what's the word I'm fucking looking for? God, drawing blanks all over the place. And I've seen some good mock-up kits from some really good designers out there, but I've yet to see a genuine kit like from the likes of Footy Headlines or something. I mean, I've seen the colours. I think I've seen the Portugal red is something that we've seen linked. There's a kind of minty greeny colour for maybe the away kit, but I've yet to see anything that I think, yeah, that's it. You can kind of tell by the quality of some of this stuff as well. I've seen one that was like the old Candy Flecky kit, but there's no way Nike are going to come out and they want their first kit to be Liverpool, a rip-off of an Adidas kit from years back. I mean, that's just not going to happen. Concept kits, that's the word I was looking for, Ben. Thank you very much, mate. Brian tried with mock-ups, but no, Ben nailed it. It was defo concept kits. What have we got? Dominus Earth, how are you, my Manchester City supporting friend? Great to have you in again. I hope life's treating you well, and Happy New Year to you. He said, I think James Maddison would be a good replacement for WIJNALDUM. Yeah, look, mate, it's no secret. Us Liverpool fans really like James Maddison. He's been linked with Manchester United, but for me, right now, that would be a step backwards in his career. I've said this time and time again, even if we are linked with James Maddison, even if United are linked or City are linked, if I'm representing James Maddison, I'm saying to him, stay where you are, mate. I mean, you're absolutely fine as things stand. You're at a club where you're getting lots of game time, probably going to qualify for European competition, and the big moves are going to be there 18 months down the line, so the timescale could be perfect on that one if Maddison was willing to stay put. And Genie, worst case scenario, did move on, then hell yeah, give me James Maddison. I think he's a wonderful footballer. I hope he doesn't sign for United. I really do. Not because I view them as a rival. I just think it's not the right move for him. But, you know, I'm not representing Maddison, obviously. I like the Chelsea retro kit in the FA Cup, said Stephen Soar. I did see a picture of that earlier on. It's kind of all blue with a bit of yellow on the crest. And the Nike tick is very understated on it. Is it Nike tick or is it Adidas? Who make Chelsea kits these days? It's Nike, isn't it? Anyway, whatever the badge was very understated, but the old retro Chelsea badge was in yellow. It did look quite nice, if I'm being honest. I think Maddison will end up at United, said Radical Gambino. Yeah, did you see the move that's been muted around in the media? So it was James Maddison for Jesse Lingard and 45 million quid. Who the fuck? Honestly, unless they're going to want Jesse Lingard. I mean, United, he's been caught in living at United for God knows how long now. And I've seen also that Jesse Lingard is hooking up with Mina Raiola. Have you guys seen that as well? So maybe he is looking for a move somewhere. But he's going to struggle to get paid the same wages he gets at United because, let's be honest, and I think United fans would even join me in saying this, Jesse Lingard's awful. He is truly awful. Have I seen Martin Atkinson as the referee for the game on Saturday? Yes, unfortunately, Owen, I have, mate. Connor sent it to me earlier on, and look, my thoughts on Martin Atkinson are well known on this channel. I think Martin Atkinson, along with Anthony Taylor, are some of the worst referees in the Premier League. Atkinson definitely bottom of that list. He's shocking. Absolutely shocking. But we are where we are, and I'm sure he will try and find some way of fucking us over, like he always seems to. Look, you can think I'm just being dramatic here, and you can think that I'm just being a bit over the top with regards to Martin Atkinson, but look back at his refereeing of our games. The only points we've dropped this season was Martin Atkinson's fucking horrific decision making. And when we drew with United, I think we should have had a free kick. United counter-attacked and scored from it. Many other times Martin Atkinson has been at the centre of iffy decisions, and look, this is just my opinion. I don't like Martin Atkinson. I don't think he's fit to referee in the Premier League. But then again, I don't think a lot of referees in the Premier League are up to the job. I've actually seen a headline today in the media as well that suggests that Mike Riley could be under a bit of pressure. Mike Riley is the head of the match officials, basically. He could be under a bit of pressure because of the shambolical way that VAR has been introduced into the Premier League. It is fucking shocking. Any of you that watched the Arsenal game tonight in the FA Cup against Leeds will have seen that far too much of that game was taken up with VAR decision making. There was one decision out on the sideline where I think it might have been Socrates who was on the ground, and somebody just basically put a hand in like here on him, and they were looking at a potential red card. It took about 3 or 4 minutes, but on first viewing all of us could see, nah, That was no red card, not even a fucking decision. But it took them about 3 minutes out of the game. And you never get the time back. Never ever get the right time back. I was pro VAR before the season started. I have to say, I thought VAR, because I'd seen how it works in the World Cups. Yes, it needed little tweaks, but I thought overall, yeah, pretty positive. We all expected some teething problems, but Christ almighty, if we aren't half fucking sick of listening to the letters VAR. Every weekend, every headline, VAR, 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 VAR. It's ruining the game. I hate to say this because I so wanted it to work. But it's like they don't want goals in the Premier League. It's like they're trying to just rule out goals for any reason possible. And it will have an impact on the entertainment value of what is, in my opinion, the best league in the world. Right, who'll win the Champions League? Very, very difficult to see go. I said that last season, I'll say it again this season. It's a very open competition, mate. Why aren't we keeping Wijnaldum? Andrew, again, mate, I hope we are keeping Wijnaldum. 18 months left. I want him to get a new deal. I'd be amazed if he leaves. Blacktop's G-Star 2 said GD to Juve. Yeah, like Juve are the kings of free transfers, so maybe if he does run down his contract, that could potentially happen. I'd already seen links to, what's the guy that signed from PSG? Rabiot. I'd already seen links from Rabiot leaving Juve to go to Arsenal. Apparently, Mikel Arteta wants to bring him there. Big fan of Shaqiri, said Andrew McGregor. I'm not personally. I've got to be honest about it. I've said it from day dot. I think he's a very good squad player. Far too many little injuries for my liking. But again, it was worth a gamble. The money we paid for him, was it 12.5 million or something like that? His relegation release clause from his Stoke contract. And I think probably move on in the summer. But again, just an opinion. Lord Walker said Koulibaly would give our defence legendary status. He would, but it ain't happening, mate. I think for the first time maybe Napoli are willing to look at moving him on. I'd seen them linked with Jan Vertonghen as a possible replacement. I think they want an experienced defender if they do move Koulibaly on. You're talking probably north of 100 million for him. And whilst I've no doubts that he is a world-class central defender, we don't need him. We don't need to go and drop that much money on a centre-back. Joe Gomez is performing just fine. Joel Matip, again, he'll come back in. He signed a new deal recently. He'll be fine. If Lover moves on, you know, we look, maybe we have Nat Phillips there. You've got Keanu Hoover. You've got Sepp Vandenberg. So we've got youth going through as well. Andrew McGregor said, please keep this team together for 2 more seasons. I'm with you, Andrew. I want this group to stay together as long as possible. But the good news is that, do you remember a few years back? I mean, we brought through a player, let's say Luis Suarez, for instance, and they start talking about him moving on straight away. He's been linked to Barcelona. He was close to joining Arsenal at one point. With this current crop and the owners and the manager, everybody seems to be united. Everybody seems to want to stay in that camp. And although there might always be the odd player that wants to move on for pastures new, all in all, I think the club aren't being bullied anymore in the transfer market. The club are willing to, you know, pay these players a decent wage and keep the best players at the club. And we've been very clever in the way we've gone about purchasing players and bringing them in. Turned Mane into a superstar, turned Salah into a superstar. And yes, they were good players at the previous clubs. Of course they were. But nothing to the like of what they are now because of the great coaching from Klopp, Pep Linders and the group. But of course, obviously, they have to develop themselves as well. And we've just been really damn brilliant. I can't come on here and be critical of anything that the club have done in recent years. And it sounds like I'm on here as an FSG propaganda machine, but I promise you I amn't. I just have to give credit where it's due. And the news keeps going thick and fast because it seems that we're a little bit closer with regards to the Annie Road end as well. There's been some developments there. It looks like they're going to just reroute the road around the Anfield Road end if they increase the capacity rather than closing it off completely. Again, there's still a consultation process going on between the club, the council and local residents. Of course, there should be as well because it's going to impact the residents' lives. But again, great to hear that it's moving in the right direction. They let the planning permission lapse, obviously, that they had already because they wanted to make the Annie Road end bigger. If the leaked images are to be believed, it looks a little bit like the main stand, but just a smaller version. Would take the capacity at Anfield up to around the 61,000 mark as well. So again, keep an eye on that, ladies and gentlemen, because that's another little bit of good news coming out from the club. What do we got? So proud to be a Liverpool fan right now, said Shay. Mate, I'm going around every day, smiling ear to ear, on top of the world, absolutely beaming. Even yesterday, we went out and we seen the team selection and we thought, alright, chance for the young lads to prove themselves. But you didn't want to lose a Merseyside derby, did you? You just didn't. You didn't even want to replay because of the minutes that already had in the players' legs. But they went out there last night or yesterday against Everton and won. And Everton in the second half, they missed a shit ton of chances in the first half. But in the second half, they never even looked like laying a glove on us. We were absolutely fantastic. And those young players, Pedro Chirivella, what a performance from him. Both young fullbacks, as I said, Larouci came on for an injured James Milner. Didn't miss a beat. Neco Williams at right back, sensational. Nat Phillips, they come back in from Stuttgart, get dropped straight into a game alongside Joe Gomez. Again, didn't look out of place. Adrian, what a performance in the first half from him. Beautiful picture, by the way, of him holding up his young son, touching the Anfield sign as well, which was lovely to see. Then again, we move forward. Curtis Jones, unbelievable performance. Chirivella, as I said, amazing. Harvey Elliott, really, really good on that right hand side as well. Good to see Reen get a few minutes. Nothing but positives. I need to take a breath here. I could keep going and going and going because it's just fucking brilliant right now to be a Red. Did you hear De Rossi retired? Yes, I think it was Boca he was at, wasn't it, Cormac? And what a career De Rossi has had. What a career. One of the greats of the game, without a shadow of a doubt. Bristol or Shrewsbury in the FA Cup, said Big Man Steve. Yeah, away to them as well. Didn't Liverpool sign Brentford striker? We did sign 21-year-old striker from Brentford, yes, called Joe Hardy. That's all I know about him. That, and he used to be an ex-Manchester City youth player, apparently. Jesu said, when is Fabinho back? Soon. And I don't mean that to sound sarcastic, I genuinely mean soon. I think he's back running now. How great was it, by the way, to see Chamberlain get some minutes on the pitch as well yesterday. Great to have him back a little bit ahead of schedule, I think. I think we're not too far away though. Fabinho, Lovren, Matip. I don't think we're too far away on those three. Gregory said Adrian was our saviour. Without a doubt. In that first half, the saves might have looked straightforward, but as a goalkeeper, you've got to be in the right position to make those saves. And his footwork was spot on to get himself in those positions. So, yeah, great yesterday from Adrian. Absolutely. How great is it, by the way, having such a good backup goalkeeper like that? I mean, we lost him on Mignolet, who, wouldn't, for me, be good enough to be our first choice keeper, but was a decent backup. He wanted to move on and get more game time. Obviously went over back to Belgium. So we bring in Adrian then, and the lad has been class. Any stream tomorrow night? No stream tomorrow, Casper. But I will be here on Wednesday. Cash is going to join me on Wednesday, so it'll be great to have Cash on for a chat again. The boys were great yesterday. Future looking bright, said Captain Clun. What have we got? Brian Morrissey said, I still think Romero is the best backup in the league. He's a good keeper. He is a good keeper, Sergio Romero. Yeah, I'll give you that one. But for the way we conducted our business so quickly, Brian, I mean, we lost Mignolet and then Adrian comes in straight away and then bang, comes in, plays the Super Cup, carries on when we had an injury obviously, and just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Adrian winning trophies. He thought he was going to have to maybe go and play a bit lower down or move back to Spain, and then he comes in, gets a chance at Liverpool and doesn't miss a beat. Connor said Adrian eats Romero for breakfast. Honestly, Romero is a good keeper though, gotta give him credit. Karius is coming back. If he does, I think he'll be turned around and shipped straight out again, Pranav, mate. The whole Besiktas thing has been a little bit hit and miss, hasn't it? It was an 18-month, I think, loan to buy deal. But every so often you're hearing stories that he's not settled, that they're not happy with him. Then there was stuff about his wages. Well, not just his wages. I think there was stuff around a lot of players' wages at Besiktas, if my memory's correct. But look, if Karius comes back, I think from what I've read, there are clubs in Germany who'd be more than willing to take him. And look, Adrian's our backup keeper now, and I think we've a fine backup keeper in Adrian. Liz Golden said that photo of him and his son melted my cold heart. Liz, you've got a cold heart, mate. But yeah, it was a lovely photo, it really was. Curtis Jones needs to go into the first team, so James Hardy. He is, mate. He's in and around the first team, but did you see the interview with him yesterday? He was trying to be careful of the choice of words that he used, but it was lovely to hear him almost say that he's frustrated, that he's chomping at the bit to get into this team, and every time he gets a chance, he doesn't let himself down. Romero's a good keeper, don't get me wrong, said Lord Darth Maul. He is. He's a decent keeper, Romero, without a shadow of a doubt. Right, what else have we got? I've talked about Ryan Brewster. Oh yes, Sadio Mane news, ladies and gentlemen. Some good news around Sadio Mane. So, reports suggest that Sadio Mane is set to be crowned the CAF African Footballer of the Year tomorrow night. It's no more than he deserved for his amazing performances over the past 12 months, and congratulations to Sadio on that one. It seems that Mo isn't travelling over for the awards, from, again, what I've read, but Sadio is. So, it's looking like it's Sadio's award, and congratulations to Sadio if indeed he does go and lift that award tomorrow night. What an achievement to be named African Footballer of the Year. So congratulations to Sadio. Kai, thank you very much, mate. Adrian's a backup keeper. He plays with passion, and Gregory Finney. Again, he's a wonderful backup keeper to have. Did you see T-Rex said nice cross to Curtis? Did he? Did Curtis go like this to him and go, if you had real big people arms, mate, you would have been able to tip that over the bar, but you didn't, so fuck you. I hope that's what Curtis Jones said to him. Probably too polite to say that, but I'll say it on his behalf. Fuck you, you little T-Rex arm motherfucker. Couldn't do anything but pick it out of the back of the net. He's got little arms, mate. He's got little arms. Top bins. It was the perfect goal as well, wasn't it? I mean, it was the goal. It just skims off the keeper's fingertips, touches the bottom of the bar and goes in. I had it all. Had it all. So fuck little T-Rex, man. Who do I think should be first choice at Bayern? Newell or Neuer? I don't know. Comrick? I don't know. I know that Bayern threw their toys out of the pram for the national team, thinking that Neuer should be automatically number one for the German national team, even though, form dictates that he probably shouldn't have been. Malcontent said Mane recognition well deserved. Klopp has reformed Liverpool. I like that, mate. Rather than transformed, you went with reformed. Nice. Gavin Harwood, how are you, sir? Said Liverpool to win the treble, and also justice for Jersey Boy. Yeah, Jersey Boy can kiss my ass, Gavin. How about that one for you? Whatever Jersey Boy is saying, I can assure you he was given more than enough time, more than enough sympathy, more than enough. Yeah, Brian bent over backwards to help Jersey Boy, and unfortunately. And he ran this past me, and he ran it past the other mods as well, and I fully back Brian's decision making on this. He just didn't heed the warnings that he was given. Brian was very kind, but Jersey Boy got a ban, and he deserved that ban, and I stand over that ban, and I fully back our mods. So there you go. What have we got? Neto, the best backup goalkeeper, said Joel Kodo. Excuse me, Joel, for mispronouncing your name. Perfect goal by Curtis Jones, said Craig Adams. Craig, you lost weight, looking good, man. Thank you. And I did. You're right, Andy. Yes. Probably because I was in bed with the flu most of Christmas, mate. But thank you. I like having, rather than being called a fat cunt, it's nice to be told you lost a little bit of weight from time to time. So, thank you, pal. Appreciate that. Who is Jersey Boy? Don't worry about it, mate. He's got more than enough time in this chat here tonight. Let's concentrate on the people who are here. And look, anybody who's ever been banned from the channel or anything like that, I wish them nothing but the best in life. No hard feelings from my side. It's just that we work hard to keep the chat as it is, and our mods work their backsides off. I can't tell you how much effort John, Brian, Connor, Pat and the guys put in, and I always back them. I'll always have their back. Sometimes the odd times mistakes are made, but in this case, I promise you, those guys tried hard to explain the situation to him, but he just wasn't listening. And then he went and lied, made videos lying about the situation, tried to make out like he was hard done by. He really wasn't. In fact, I would go one step further and say that I told them to ban him before they did. They gave him more chances. If it was up to me, and I leave these things to Brian and John because they do a great job, I would have kicked his ass out a long time ago. What have we got? Curtis can retire now after that goal, said Pepper Red. Is Genie leaving? I don't know, is the honest answer, Thiago, but there is a report from The Athletic, from David Ornstein, that suggests that there's interest from clubs in Serie A and in Spain. He's got 18 months remaining on his current Liverpool deal, and it also goes on to suggest that Liverpool would rather lose him for free in 18 months than sell him in the summer. I hope he gets a new contract and he stays. Kieran Bailey said, hi Craig, on Saturday afternoon, Spurs versus Liverpool. Yes, and I'm really looking forward to that game, Kieran. No Harry Kane for Spurs, which should potentially make them a little bit weaker. Craig, where are you live, in Ireland or Liverpool? In Ireland, mate, in Ireland. Yes, I'm proud to be from Ireland. I'm absolutely, there's nowhere else I'd rather be born and bred. I love my country. I love my countrymen, my countrywomen, my country kids. Yeah, Ireland's a pretty damn nice place to be born and raised. What else we got? Lord Darth Maul said Brian are in for Coutinho at the end of the season for 100 million. Do you think that they'll make that a permanent transfer? I genuinely don't know if they will or they won't. It'll be interesting to see though. Pranav said the Toffees are taking a lot of heat for losing to our youth. The fan cams are hilarious. Constant depression. When will they learn? They keep giving it the big one all the time. I think it's 23, 24 years since they won a game at Anfield. Or 23, 24 games. I can't remember which one that is. But either way, I mean, fuck them. They're called the Bitters for a reason. I don't know what else to say. I don't really want to talk about Everton. Let them go and play in their make-believe Bramley fucking Moor apple pie in the sky stadium. They brought in Carlo Ancelotti, who was on a really big wage. But I will never disrespect Carlo Ancelotti because he is one of the best managers in the world and a gentleman of the game. So even though he's the Everton manager, I'm never going to disrespect Ancelotti. I think too highly of him. What else have we got? I hope Coutinho goes back to Barcelona, said Joshua Fernandez. Saroni James wants to talk about Adama Traore. There has been links, I'm not going to lie. 70 million, I think, is the figure that's been bandied around. Apparently links from Barcelona, who of course he played at earlier on in his career. Liverpool have been linked with him, and I can't remember who the other club who were linked with him were. I don't know if there's any truth to it or not. He is an exciting player. When he gets past the first player in particular and he gets ahead of steam up, he's very, very difficult to stop, is Traore. But, you know, I don't know. It's very difficult to improve this Liverpool team. And would Liverpool shell out 70 million for Traore? I genuinely don't know. We could afford it, yes. Thoughts on Arteta? He's got a big job on his hands, mate. I think whether Arteta succeeds or not, some of it, if not a good chunk of it, will come down to how much backing he gets from the Arsenal board. It's a roll of the dice, no doubt about it. He's no managerial experience. Obviously, he was back up to Pep Guardiola, and you know, a very good manager to learn from. But he has to put his own stamp on Arsenal. He seems to be full of enthusiasm. He seems to be very determined in what he wants from his players. But I guess time will tell, mate. But I fully believe he needs to get the backing of the Arsenal board, or he's going to be in a whole world of trouble. United want Neves and Jimenez. United want everybody, Lord Darth Maul. I mean, you could probably pick out 20 names in the past 3 days that United have been linked with. But the truth of the matter is, they're in a bit of a sticky situation at the minute. It looks like it could be another year without Champions League football for them. Isn't Son banned? I think that ban is over, Matt, if my memory's correct. I know he played in the FA Cup game, but I think his red card ban is over. But happy to be corrected on that, by the way, if I'm wrong. What have we got? That other little team, City, was the other team in from. Oh, yeah, I don't think about them, Liam. That's probably why I forgot. Fucking Mbappe, we don't want divas, said Malcontent. I've already talked about Dembele, mate, earlier on in the stream. TR Gaming, we spoke about him about 15 minutes ago. Scotty said Stephen and Michael Edwards, you never know, the deal could happen. You never rule out anything with Michael Edwards. The man has been an absolute superstar since he came into Liverpool. Again, another bit of props to FSG, because they've been putting the right people in the right positions behind the scenes as well at the club. What do I think of Williams? He looks like a very, very good protege, is that the right word? Potential challenger and backup to Trent Alexander-Arnold in that right back position. And again, he gets a chance, he takes his chance, and that's what you want to see from young players. What else we got? Where is Genie going? 4 times so far on the stream, mate. I've gone through it. Not going to do it again. Sorry. Just rewind back through the stream and have a look. It's just very annoying to people in the chat if I keep coming back over the same stuff. I don't mean to have a dig at you, buddy. Any news on Milner? Not that I've seen, Samuel, but again, that doesn't mean there hasn't been. I feel our whole midfield is very underrated, said Grant Shea. Gini and Fabinho are easily top 10 midfielders in the world, and Hendo is crucial to the team. Jordan Henderson is massively underrated by so many people, mate. Gini as well, and Fabinho is absolute quality. Connor said I posted a clip of the Genie news on the channel. Check back if you missed it. So there you go. There's a separate clip up. Thank you for that, Connor. Brian Morrissey reckons that Neco Williams looked like he could be a serious prospect. So composed, mate, isn't he? So composed. Brewster off to Swansea on loan, said can't be arsed, question mark. Earlier on today, when I started reading up about this situation, I've been telling you that he's been linked to Swansea for quite a while. It seemed like I could have been coming on here tonight and announcing that it was done. But then I read in the Echo earlier on that there seemed to be a little bit of a hold up. Maybe it was around appearances or bonuses or something. Some little clause or two that were holding things up. And that has alerted other clubs that have come in sniffing around. And I guess, look, he probably will go out on loan. It's just where and when. I would still say Swansea looks most likely, but we'll have to wait and see. Glacier Galaxy said Oxlade-Chamberlain question mark. I don't know what you mean, mate. I mean, he's back. He played some minutes yesterday. Looked really good when he came on. Kloppo even mentioned that one himself. I love Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, mate. Absolutely love him. Joe Gomez. People just putting in names and question marks. I don't know what you want me to do with that. Jason Bradley. It's a hard-boiled egg with eyebrows. Eyebrow, Jason. Singular, mate. One big, massive eyebrow. What else have we got? Craig Jones is 18. What will I be doing at 18? Mate, when I was 18, Christ almighty, I was probably drinking cans in a field somewhere. Yeah, Curtis Jones. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's very nearly 19 though, I believe. Very nearly 19. Glacier Galaxy Genie is good, but every 3 games he's useless. He's never fucking useless, mate. He might not be up to his own high standards, but I've never looked at Genie Wijnaldum on a football pitch and thought useless. Never something that's come into my head. Craig Gerrard would take him, I'm sure. Brewster, yeah, but we want them, with all due respect to the Scottish League, Scotty. I don't want Ryan Brewster going up and playing in Rangers. I want Ryan Brewster playing at a higher level on better pitches than some of the pitches are up in Scotland. Rangers and Celtic aside, let's be quite frank, the rest of the Scottish League isn't really up to much. What do I think of Minamino? Very difficult to say from the first 70 minutes, but I think he looks like a bargain. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see him play with the first team in brackets or in quotation marks. Sorry. But look, 7.25 million looks amazing. How long left on the stream? 10 minutes maybe so. 10-12 minutes. Thoughts on our FA Cup draw? Would have rather a home draw, Jake, obviously, mate. Mainly because I like to see the people in the Auto Cup scheme get another game to go to. But yeah, it seems a good enough game that we can keep that younger group of players together. Obviously those that don't go out on loan. And we'll want to get it done in one game. Again, you won't want to replay. What else we got? Genie Meanie Mane Mo. There you go. Straight to the point from Parvitz. Liam Collis said, I hope Rangers do well. To be honest, mate, I'm said this many times. I'm not Rangers or Celtic. I couldn't give a shite about either, to be honest. I hope Gerrard does well because it's Steven Gerrard. But outside of that, I don't really give a fuck about the Scottish League, mate. Sorry. Predicted lineup versus Spurs. Too early in the week, mate. We'll be doing the prediction show for the Spurs game, or the preview show, probably Thursday. Cash is going to join me on Wednesday. No stream tomorrow, taking the day off. Cash is going to join me on Wednesday, so we'll have a chat about all things Liverpool there. And then Thursday we'll do our preview show ahead of the Spurs game. What else we got? He ain't going nowhere. Again, don't shoot the messenger, mate. I'm not saying Genie's leaving. All I'm saying is there was an article put out there that suggested that there's interest in him in Spain and Italy. I'm not saying that he's going anywhere. I hope he stays. Would I take Ziyech? Wouldn't be my first, second or third choice, mate, but he's a tidy footballer, yeah. I think... I'm not sure if there's a release clause in his contract, actually. I think I read something about it either being changed in the summer or he got an improved deal or it was ruled out that there was a buyout clause. I'm not sure. Do you think he'll win the FA Cup? I don't know. I mean, how can I sit here and say I think we'll win a competition when I don't know what the draw will be for the next round if we get through? Right, can you stop about the fucking Fergie song, Malcontent, mate? I couldn't give a flying fuck about Alex Ferguson, mate, let alone a song that was being sung about him. Should Elliott go on loan or stay with the under-23s? I think stay. I think he's a player that Klopp will want to continue to coach. And I think he will get opportunities along with Curtis Jones in the first team. Still got the FA Cup. You know, if we wrap up the league a little bit early, maybe he'll get more time there as well. But yeah, he's a quality player. Would I have Odegaard at Liverpool? haven't really paid attention to him since he signed for Real Madrid. I think he went on loan. Is he at Sociedad, if my memory's right? I've seen his name pop up a few times with some goals and assists at Sociedad, but look, I'd be lying to you if I said that I've kept track of him since he made that move to Real Madrid. Draws being made. Yeah, I'm talking about future rounds, mate. I can't say if we get through this round who will play in the next round, so I can't say that we're going to win it. Do you know what I mean? That's what I was trying to say. You can look at the league and think, okay, we know exactly who we've got to play, so you can kind of make a better guesstimation on it. But the FA Cup, I could say we'd win it and we could be drawn away against City in the next round, or we could be drawn at home against somebody more straightforward. But again, we have to get past Bristol City or Shrewsbury first. Who would you take, Sancho or Werner? Sancho. Do you think the club needs a centre back? If Dejan Lovren leaves in the summer, yes, which he probably will. Realistically, the squad is getting older and we need to be careful about which players we re-sign and let go. We can't keep everybody or else we'll stunt the development of the club. Yeah, there's two ways of looking at that as well, Kevin, though. By keeping these players, you are keeping the experience together in the squad. You're not going out and having to spend ridiculous transfer fees. And the way footballers are looked after these days and the way they look after themselves as well, careers are going that little bit longer. So maybe in the maybe 10, 15 years ago, players were retiring in their early 30s, but now we're starting to see players go past their mid-30s. So, well, I don't know offhand what age Gini Wijnaldum is. I would guess 29, somewhere along that mark. In which case, he probably has at least 4 or 5 more years left on him. Gavin Harwood says, as a Chelsea fan, pains me to say it, but Liverpool are the best team in the world. Appreciate you admitting that, mate. We have a nice shiny gold badge on a shirt to say exactly that. And putting bias aside, I genuinely think we are. I mean, Manchester City are still a phenomenal team, and when they're at full strength, they're going to be difficult for anybody to beat. But yeah, we are right up there, and I think we're right at the top of that list at the moment. Lord Darth Maul said Liverpool have to go and focus on the league. We are, mate. I mean, that's one thing we can say about Kloppo's lineups and stuff. He is taking the league fully seriously. He's not fucking about at all. If anything, he's kind of jibbed off the domestic cups a little bit by putting out weaker sides to protect the Premier League, and it's worked out all right for him. The position in the League Cup was beyond anybody's control. There was nothing we could have done there. The FA Cup, the guys went out. Well, look, we know what happened. Gini turned 29 in November. Thank you to everybody for putting that in. So yeah, look, Gini still has probably 5 or 6 years left on him. Do you think we'll beat Madrid in the Champions League? I guess you're a Manchester City fan, Jake. Yes, I would say you'll beat you'll beat Real Madrid, mate. If I don't mean this to sound rude or disrespectful, if you don't bottle it, you're very, very capable of beating Real Madrid. But they're also quite wily and clever. But if Manchester City get up ahead of steam and really play the way they can, I think they'll beat Real Madrid. If you're talking about us beating, Atletico Madrid, then yes, again. If you're a Liverpool fan, you're just talking about us playing Atletico, then yes, Jake. I think it won't be easy. I don't expect it to be a very high scoring tie over 2 legs, but I think we'll get through by a goal or two, particularly with the second leg being at Anfield. But there's one thing we do know is that they're going to be difficult to break down. They're going to defend very well, Atletico. Yes, Grizzy, I do remember you, mate. How are you? We may be able to focus more on the FA Cup if the league stayed so big in the Premier League. Potentially, yeah. I still think the kids deserve, or the younger players deserve, a chance in the FA Cup. With the draw being the way it is, yeah, again, you want to have a couple of aces up your sleeve on the bench, but why not? Why not keep trusting them? Brian said, Lallana gone, probably sell Lover and loan Shaqiri out. Need to be careful not to lose too much from the core of the squad next year. Did you see we signed that Brentford striker? Yeah, 21-year-old called Joe Hardy. That's all I know about him, other than he used to play for Manchester City. I'm a Man United fan. How do you think we're going to do versus City? I think over the course of the 2 legs, you'll lose. Tomorrow night, I'm going to go for a score draw, and then I think City will win at the Etihad. That's my guess, mate, but you beat them already this season, and I didn't see that happening, so, don't take anything I say seriously. But it's also 2 clubs that I don't really like very much. Sorry. This is our season. God's favouring us with players playing well, said Gregory Finney. What do I think about channels like AFTV and the United Stand? I like Mark from the United Stand. He's been very helpful to me, and I think he runs a very good channel. I'm not particularly fond of AFTV, but that's just my own opinion. But what I've always said is, I know how much hard work goes into the content that everybody makes, so I just wish everybody the best, mate. Honestly, there's no bad feelings for me towards anybody. I want everyone to succeed, and I like to see people do well. And the more fan content rises, the better it is for all of us. Lord Darth Maul said, I swear if Liverpool win the league, Invincibles would say Poch in. Again, I just want to concentrate on us winning the league, mate. I don't care what other clubs fans have to say. Dare we dream and say this is our year, said Tybach. Mate, I said if we beat Leicester, it was done in my head. We beat Leicester convincingly. In my head, it's just counting down the days at this point. I can't see anybody catching us. It's mathematically possible, of course, but there's a look in this group's eye. They ain't gonna fuck up. They ain't losing the league title this season. It's ours, in my humble opinion. Liam Granby said it'd be perfect for Brewster to go on loan. Someone like Newcastle, mate, looking to side of forward. It looks like Swansea, Liam. It looks like Swansea's where he's gonna go. I think Leeds could do with a forward as well, so I'm surprised that Leeds aren't knocking our door trying to get him there. If there's one thing you've seen tonight in the game against Arsenal, is that Bamford isn't really up to it. And they had another player that I think they had loaned from Chelsea who was called back, so yeah, I think Leeds would be a good option if Bielsa wanted to bring him there. Scotty also thinks we've won the league. Good man. Felipe, thank you for the little super sticker, dude. I love that little dude. Do you think we should be fully focused on the Premier League and the Champions League? Yes, Mr. Martinez, 100%, mate. Premier League first, but you can't jib the Champions League. It is the Champions League, and we are reigning European champions, so we're going to want to defend that trophy if we can. Harry Wilson's future. Don't think he has one at Liverpool. That's my opinion. I think he's a highlight reel player, and he has a wonderful left foot. There's no denying that, but I haven't seen enough in Harry Wilson from the times I've watched him at both Derby and at Bournemouth. And again, I'm not professing to have watched every minute he's played at both clubs. I just don't see it. I just don't see enough there to think that he can consistently get a spot in this Liverpool team. I think he is a mid-tier Premier League player, and we are playing at the very, very pinnacle of world football right now. And look, this is just my opinion, and I hate to be in any way negative about a young footballer. I just don't see Harry Wilson having a future long term at Liverpool. Happy to be proved wrong, of course, but you asked for my opinion, and that's my honest opinion. He drifted in our games a little bit too much, and how much of that you put down to the fact that he's younger, I don't know. Again, it's just my opinion. Any news on Naby? Actually, no, Grant. No, I haven't seen anything on Naby Keita. I must look into that, mate. Thank you for reminding me. Do you reckon we can win the Champions League? Asked Tom. Yes, I do, Tom. I won't be arrogant enough to say we will, Tom, but I mean, as I say many times, it's got to take one hell of a team to beat us in the Champions League. Sorry, the dog heard a cat in the garden. That's alright, Sabrina. No need to apologise, my dear. Thank you very much for the kind words. Just put the fucking kettle on, bitch. I'm only joking. Don't put the kettle on. Oh, look at this. Felipe straight in with the keep it up super sticker now. That's about the only exercise, mate, my fat ass is going to get anytime soon. And Alex Gomez, mate, thank you for the super chat as well. Very, very kind of you. Brian said if Harry Wilson was an NFL player, he'd be the special teams. Yes, I get where you're coming from. Just on for the big moments, the free kicks, well, the extra point in the case of the NFL. Good shout that though, Brian. I think Grant agrees with you as well. What's Liverpool's strongest 11 when everyone's fit? I don't think you can say we have a strongest 11 because I think it depends on the opposition, mate. I'm just throwing a team out there off the top of my head. Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk. I would stick with Gomez right now. Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson. I struggle here between Gini, Keita and Chamberlain. Do you know, I'd probably just about go with Naby Keita if he's up to speed, and then the front three being the front three, mate. But things change and it depends on the opposition as well. Sometimes you want a bit more license to let your midfielders go forward. Sometimes you need two kind of holding midfielders. Yeah, it's very difficult. It's only that one midfield position really for me where there's any real debate. Well, maybe centre back as well. Ronaldo was a B-Tech, Harvey Elliott's a Cape Town Muslim. Minamino is Firmino's understudy. He's somebody who will rotate into our front three and can play as an attacking midfielder, Tybok. Whether he's an understudy to Bobby or not, I guess time will tell. I'm as intrigued as anybody else to see how he fits in and how often he gets used. See, Sabrina said, how could I have a bad year being married to this lovable baldy? There she goes. See, even my wife thinks I'm alright. Do I have a favourite NFL team? The Jets. Don't ask me why, Brandon. I've got no rhyme or reason, mate. And I know they're awful, but maybe it's because they wear green shirts. I don't know, but the Jets. Aminola, I hope I pronounced that correctly, said, you got to greet me, but Liverpool are unbeatable though. As I'm a Chelsea fan, I'll be loyal to the Liverpool fans and their team. We're not unbeatable, mate, but we are unbelievable at the minute, if that makes sense. Felipe Gomez lashing out the super chats tonight, mate. Thank you very much. Love that little dude. Right, what have we got? I like the Colts, said Brandon. Nice one. Where is Genie going? I don't know. Paddy. Again, we put up a separate clip around the Genie WIJNALDUM stuff, mate. If you have a look on the channel, it's there and I'll explain it in more detail, buddy. Love from Liverpool. Love right back to you, Brian. Thank you, mate. Let me just check my notes. I'm always worried that I've missed out on something, and then I finish up and then go, oh, I meant to talk about that. We did Sadio Mane again, just for those of you that didn't see that earlier on. There's reports that Sadio Mane is set to be crowned the CAF African Footballer of the Year tomorrow night. It's no more than he deserves, and congratulations to Sadio if he does indeed go on to get that award, which it looks like he is going to. Oh yes, Dominic King believes the Reds will offer Pedro Chirivella a new contract as he continues his progression at the club. His current contract expires at the end of this season, and it's believed Chirivella will want to move on in search of regular first team football. So again, I think a lot of you guys, like myself, were very impressed with how Pedro Chirivella played yesterday. But you can understand if he doesn't quite think he will get enough game time at Liverpool. And maybe he thinks if he lets his contract run down, goes somewhere else and proves himself, then he can get another big move in his career. It must be so difficult for any young footballer to, one, believe that they'll break through in this Liverpool team and then get the opportunities, particularly in midfield where it's a position we're kind of stacked. Well deserved for Mane, said Parvitz. Again, I absolutely agree with you. What else we got? You should give the title a fist bump, do the nickname. I should, yeah, you're right. Let me have a think on that one, Liz. We're so annoyingly brilliant, said Pepper Red. I like that, mate. Well in. Considering he's been here since 2005, he probably should go, said Brian Morrissey. Where's Minamino's best position? I mean, that's not really for me to say, is it? All I can say to you is he can play anywhere across the front three and as an attacking midfielder. I was intrigued to see him play through the centre yesterday. That really, I didn't expect that at all. But look, I guess we'll find out soon enough where his best position is. I'm sure Klopp will try and figure that out as well. Bumpity Bumfest. Or Bumpy McBumfist, said Stephen Booker. Sorry. What have we got? Right, look, ladies and gents, I think we're going to call it a night there because we've gone through everything. I can't believe we've already been on over an hour already. Tomorrow night, no stream. Taking tomorrow night off. We'll be back on Wednesday and I'll be joined by Cash. If you don't know who Cash Boyle is, give your head a wobble. She's absolutely fantastic and one of my favourite people to chat to about all things Liverpool. And then, of course, on Thursday night, we'll have a preview ahead of the game against Spurs on Saturday. It's a 5:30 kickoff on Saturday. So, as always, our watch-along will start around 20 or 30 minutes before the game. Look, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everything. Thank you for all your support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you've enjoyed the stream. We're on the road to, I don't know, we're on the road somewhere, but I don't know where that is, but we need your support wherever we're going. So hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, give the stream a thumbs up, and most importantly, keep your comments coming. Really appreciate your time as always, ladies and gents. I will chat to you wonderful people on Wednesday. Up the motherfucking Reds.